Welcome. It looks that we are a small team today, and my subject has several points. One of the word is IBM Connections, and one word is easy, and the other one is activities. So I want to concentrate today on this subject. I call myself architect. Originally, I am an administrator and who organized what developers should produce and should create. Okay, safe harbor slide, you know. I left it in. I'm not sure about I need to leave it in. So let's go to the next one. My name is Andreas Rosen, and I'm actually a mechanical engineer. So I got stuck 15 years ago into the domino arena. And as we are working a lot with IBM, I was getting in touch with IBM Connections. And since 2 years, I'm together with Force.com. So I just want to bring my personal view in the first slides a little bit. So where do we come from? So living since 15 years or longer, feels longer, forever, in Domino, we were used to listen to our internal customers or to go to people and help them to change processes, create little workflow databases so that the company was flowing. And I think the Domino people did a great job in that time. There was a platform to do this. Even the administrator could do it very, very fast, and suddenly you had an application. About it was nice. It's a good question, but it was not an Excel list. In this time, everything was in lists on Excel, and mail was just appearing in '97. So when IBM went into more social activities, social software, they were presenting us the platform IBM Connections. We as Domino people thought, why they didn't do this in Domino directly? So we never understood it. Still today, we said, guys, you may be choosing the wrong platform. But they started a new platform where they used internally. And so we learned everything. What is an activity stream? What is blogging? What is microblogging? Why do we need communities? So we get all these new informations. We thought we are happy with our databases. So we were living since years in this. So we understood that there is something more than an entry. There's discussion around an entry, discussion around the subject. And in 2012, one of our customers was moving us to Force.com. And we were on the side say, do we are a problem as old Domino people, or do we want a part of the solution? So we took the other side and say, let's see what this platform can do. And from this time on, I have to say, we were a little bit surprised. So why do we love Salesforce? Yeah, we as QCOM define ourselves a little bit like an API-minded company. That's maybe my special favorite, or team has to deliver it. We run an open source API for Domino, complete Domino. So everybody can talk from C#, from every language, as you can see here with Domino. Because we didn't like that Domino was so isolated. And when you go on the showcase, you can even see this library is underneath one of the products in the showcase that syncs to Domino. It's actually, who's still running Domino Mail of you? Somebody? There's a very nice, when you go to the showcase, Riva has a very nice widget that makes, so when you open a mail and you see with the widget what's happening in Salesforce about it. It's a great, fresh integration. Second person who's on the showcase who lives on another API is TrustSphere. they wanted to read the mails that are flowing through the Domino server. So when you open up Salesforce, you maybe have 3 contacts, but they show you what is really happening. So who's talking to this company additionally? Okay. And finally, of course, Salesforce is for me the only platform I know where the CIO is in the major opening session in Munich is talking about APIs. I've never heard somebody on this level talking about the value of APIs. So we feel sure or secure on Salesforce that they know that the data is yours and they only keep the data to use it from somewhere else. So I've been yesterday to brilliant sessions. So what's next in connecting data to Salesforce? I think that is the platform where we can get all these little things together we have in the company. And that points directly to the question, why do we want to integrate? We need a place where things come together. Here is this, in our sample we're talking today, we're talking about IBM Connections as a people-minded platform where we have the team of specialists, and Salesforce as a sales-minded, where we have the customer, the subject, the opportunity. And the little overlapping is where we need specialists to close the deal. If everything is easy as kicking boxes around, that is not normal in sales. Normally, the customer wishes something different than is on the list, and you need somebody from the technical back end to do a quotation. Is it possible? Is it ready? Can I afford to say yes? I don't know how you will get these things together. So, and the wish was here to navigate seamlessly between. My idea was I would like to have the salespeople, they need to know the processes that are running in other platforms. That could be Connections, Domino, doesn't matter which system. I like to at least integrate a read-only stuff to Salesforce so that we have one place where we can get all information that is related to one customer. And I have the feeling it's possible with the Force.com or Salesforce platform. I've never seen a platform before that is able to keep it in that way. Yeah, that makes it directly a question. When you do integration, we say, yeah, we understand the value of integration. It gives us easy access. We don't have to search to 10 systems before we find something. Finally, we would not do this, so we would just risk calling the customers, don't know the hotline cases, is a little bit dangerous. Okay, what can we afford when we do an integration? My subject was try to keep it simple. So it's, from my perspective, it's better to have 10 simple integrations, but all major system integrated than one system integrated like hell and the rest you didn't have budget for. So then you will lose your goal. So it's always a question, do I need a real-time integration or a batch integration? And where it comes really to be expensive is a question, do we have single sign-on already in place? If you are the first application that asks for a single sign-on, it could be a showstopper. Before the other people are ready with your question, do we get a single sign-on, your chances may be over. So in our sample here, we used for the it's working code. So it's nothing, it's not a prototype, it's just working code. We just kept it simple, so it was working. We went for a batch integration, and we didn't need any joint security. And we started with only one object of activity, or the activity of Connections. Connections is in itself like a Salesforce, it's a universe. But we took the most, from my point, the nicest object of Connections, something you don't have in Salesforce. So why should I integrate a me too? Before we talk too much about, as I'm not sure everybody knows what is an IBM activity, I will try to explain it, maybe not as IBM is doing it, but from my perspective. So that is the UI of Salesforce, of IBM Connections. And we are already here placed in a community. You see on the top we have some menus where you can see the different modules. You could say you could go to profiles for searching your expert. You go to communities to searching the expert community for your subject. And you have apps where things like files and other things are in to do sharing. As we see here, we are here in the cache management response team community. Here I would expect all questions are similar coming into that community. Experts doesn't like so much to go around to several places. They like when the work comes to one place and they can remember, oh, we had this similar question in another opportunity. So everything is together in one place. IBM sees a little bit different, but I like this setup of expert-oriented. So we are here in the specific task. That is a RFP from the Ohio Fire and Police. It's a cache management system. And here we, inside the activity, and here you see something already what, Domino people like to have twisties. So we found a little bit of twisties in Salesforce, one twisty. Yeah. And so you can organize actually your data here. As you can see, we have here a section with a task. We have here underneath, you see a task with somebody like me has something to do. So these objects can get quite difficult or quite beautiful, let's say. So you can see there is underneath one of these, you see there's a command. Somebody typed something in. That is an information that is actually at the place where it should be. If it would be just a chatter underneath, it would be strange. In an activity, you can put your command at the place where it's needed because it only makes sense to the attending the bidders conference. It doesn't make sense to put it underneath. So, and how does it actually look when we go to the Salesforce arena? So we decided to do a little bit of GUI similarity so that the people don't get lost. We actually display it as a hierarchical tree. We had some buttons on top. So for really old Domino users, plus, plus, minus, minus is where it was always on top. So open all, close all, and the underlined sections are directly linked with deep links into the application. To show you a little bit more, how does it feel from a user perspective, I would like to show it as a little demo. So in that demo, we want to go from Salesforce app to Connections app. We do directly the wild thing. We're connecting the mobile platform. We want to render activities in the Salesforce app. We want to work with the data, interact, and and we want to impress a little bit our users. See how this works. As normal, we start up Salesforce app. Oh, why is it not showing? How do I get the video on the big screen? Okay. Thank you. He used the German Windows, but great. Okay, so I should just start again. Okay. So we logged into Salesforce. We just believed that we could do this. We walk through the accounts. We come in closer. We're going into the opportunity. Here we see the customer, we see the opportunities, and we see already the IBM activities here, so I will talk later about it. We double linked it. And of course, we go into the opportunity. Here we have two. One is about social, one is about cash. We go into the cash management opportunity. See on the next tab, we see related documents, and the IBM activity is related to the opportunity. So we open up the IBM activity. It could be more than one activity, of course. And here is the data we use to be viewable or sortable. And now we actually open up the data. And here you can see the tree. We have information, and now we go to the full edit mode, and we can use the arrows to work with the data, or use our upper minus, starting again, opening some of these sections. The beautiful thing is we used the new connection deep links. Yeah, connection has already some new links to the mobile app where you can directly jump in deeply from app to app. So when we now open in connections, we open the connection app. It takes a little bit because it was closed. That is real time, so there was not. And we are actually exactly at that place in the activity app. And when we go back, we have here the sections, and you can see all the informations over here. As IBM Connections app is another universe, here you can see it continues. So what I was proud that we could really integrate on the smallest point down to, so that if I want to do see the activity, if I want to give a command to this place, I don't need to start up another system and dig until, so before I'm down, I forgot what I wanted to write. So deep links is something I really like. And the good news is it also works for people that are still using a company called BlackBerry. It doesn't work on the greenhouse because they don't like BlackBerry, but it works. So we showed it with the prototype that even these people we didn't forget them. Okay, that was our little mobile demo. That was my feeling of, I still call it an easy integration. Even we connected mobile to mobile. Normally say, wow, mobile to mobile. Yeah, it's there. The APIs are there. And APIs are there that we use it. And let's go more to the back end of the idea. This idea, what we used here in connection, you can use for every other. You could reuse in total other situations. So if you're reading the API of connections, you think you're on the wrong planet first moment. You say, whoever defined this to be the answer of the API? There must be one person that was the correct answer. It's a mixture of XML, HTML, it's everything in an atom feed, and you say, oh, oops. Okay, So we used actually a .NET program that reads out the stuff, and we piped it into a structured JSON format. So on the right-hand side, you see this child hierarchy so it doesn't matter what it is, we put it into that structure as it should be. Of course, I think you could do something with Apex classes, but I thought it was not the right idea. What else is the idea behind? When we're doing the integration, we were on the point, do we want to put every what is possible inside an activity into single data object? Just alone for the activity, we would need so many different object types or object storages, and in the end, what would we win? We would need then a new renderer, because the normal renderer wouldn't give the feeling of connections, it would give the feeling of a list. Because for me, Salesforce renderers are also always list-oriented. Okay, so we were coming out with the idea that we like to store it into JSON. And the funny idea is, if you store such data in JSON, you even don't need a custom object if you want. You just need a custom field. You put it in, and you can have some static data, some static resources, JavaScript resources to display it. And it's very effective. JSON is nearly the most compressed way to store information. So we double stored a little bit of data when we want to do something with the data, like who's the owner, who's the last editor, and having the metadata in Salesforce, we could use Salesforce workflows to act on it. Something you miss in Connections. Okay. Yeah, here on the top you see a little bit, the whole magic is use the right doc type, that is HTML5 for in the Apex page on the mobile platform. Here you see one of these deep links that opens up the activity. When you learn once the way to write it, it's easy. Then you know how to open everything in Connections. And the binding the data was actually the whole magic. It's one line, then you bind the whole JSON field, and it's there in the tree. So I was first searching where do we read the data. Yes, and then my colleague just runs through the tree until he was ready. We have the complete source on our homepage if he wants to see what is the complete code. It's pretty understandable. And yeah, what is the second thing I liked? I told to my developer, can you build me something that it's visualized, it looks a little bit like Connection. That was my wish. And he was coming back with the idea, he didn't want to write HTML, he wanted to use CSS. So I didn't understand him correctly, and I say, do whatever you want, that I get something nice. So we found a very nice, this tree view we found at this public website, where somebody made it as a developer preview, like in his test. And that was the base of our magic. And the nice thing is, by using this CSS, we just have the local power of your phone or of your iPad. So everything you change here, when the user clicks, there is everything, it's directly acting, because it's just CSS and it's just the browser. And there is nothing better for action implemented than the pure browser functionality. So I see we have a little bit of time. I just jump for a second in a real demo environment and jump to the account of the Ohio Fire Police. What we made actually was that we decided that our activity is hanging underneath an opportunity, but we also put it underneath the account. Because we think a salesperson or a person that looks into that account should not view all opportunities to figure out where are the activities. So we double linked it. I think it's a quite good place to do this. So when I can go directly into my activity here. Here you see, again, the functionality. It's even on normal laptop. It's nice and directly fast. And when I scroll down a little bit here, and I would like to know who's the person who gave me the task, I just open it. So it's everything directly connected. So I can jump into the profiles. Or I can jump into the directly deep link. Here you see we missed something. Connections make it red when it's overdue. We have to mimic this. We don't color when we are too late. We have some ideas what we want to do to show recent updates, new updates, so we do some color filtering. Okay. So the basic idea from my side is actually, for the first thing, it's done. So it is a question, when you're taking our approach of saving something complex in JSON fields, so you can do actually whatever you want. If you're in mechanical industry, you could do a bill of material, just pipe it there in and display it. And as the world expects mobility, using our easy way, using CSS and JSON, takes away the question, how do I want to present this in the new Lightning or in the, you directly have a solution. And what I like on the storage in JSON or such things, we could think about, we also feel when you open it once, the field gets cached on your device. So also the user experience is very, very nice when he goes back and looks into the field, into the data. He doesn't go to a server and grabs it again. So up to here, any questions? Then I would finish with something for him, something new. In between, we made this integration. We made one step further. Oh, sorry. What's this? We went to a real-time integration. Why it's not showing anymore? So, thank you. We went to the real-time integration, and this is now a list from IBM Connections as a real-time integration. I just jumped back into that list. Then you see the possible speed or need. Where's my mouse? I think it's always on the other machine. Yeah, and I just try to get back into this list for a second. What is the problem? I don't get...
Yeah, when you, I don't know why it keeps going back, but whenever you do the presenter view, it changes it to this mode.
Okay. That was... Okay, and so I said...
Sorry about that.
So just to show, I jump back. That was where we are. These are these are the objects that are loaded. And behind, that was a real call, API call to connections, reads the greenhouse feed, mix the data, the feed into an HTML table, use the CSS of Salesforce, and it looks a little bit like a CSS, like a Salesforce list. It's just an HTML table with CSS. And so if I jump now here on the, somebody made some new ones. So, where was there was a nice. There are too many people making new, yeah. Take this one. You press on it, and it's nothing else than to drive over. Yeah. Cut is it's a product from a German company in Cologne who tries to optimize the administration of WebSphere connections. So normal user task, to get it away from green. So it's time to act, actually. Yeah. So, and that is the second place where we want to go for. The no, not the administration. The second thing is where we want to go to do real-time, also to offer real-time integrations. But there, I have the feeling we need SSO. I can't think about doing things without SSO. We mimic the SSO in the moment because when you look on the code, you will see that we sending the password in base 64 encoded with that, so to be able. But it gives the feeling how fast it is. So it is affordable. I think it's affordable to do real-time things, so that we are, the speed is okay, the feeling is okay, so that I say, yeah, it's connected, it's there. So that we could even make out of connections a subpart of Salesforce, so that the sales team keeps it as their console. That is, for me, the sales team should be, I should not force them to leave too much Salesforce. They should aggregate all the data, what's happened. That is my vision of the, and that is, I think that's possible with Salesforce. If you do it the other way around, it's much more heavier. We will create widgets for Salesforce in connections because we need the subject-given idea. I need a builder for give me a tag. I have to say, this activity is for this opportunity. And I may want to do this directly inside connections. In the moment I have to tag it, I create the tag in Salesforce and copy it as in the tag field in connections. That is the only manual thing I have to do. Thank you.